Hello, everyone. Welcome or welcome back to the Venusian Light Tarot. So today we are here to do a specific message for a specific group of people in the collective. So if you do feel pulled in any kind of way to the title, to the thumbnail, if this pops up randomly, then it could be for you. But of course, just take what resonates. I am setting the intention that this reading will find exactly who it's meant for. So trust your intuition. So as usual, I'm going to go over what I channeled into prior to the reading and what I wrote down, and then we'll open up more, we'll pull some more cards, and we will go from there. If there will be an extended, I'll have it linked down below, and I will talk about that a bit later in the reading. So when I was first tapping in to this message, I was being shown a vision of a mountain, and there was this tunnel that was at the bottom of the mountain, almost like moving through the mountain. And I was hearing, "The worst is now behind you. Now we can begin." And for some reason, Spirit showed me somebody with the color coming back in their cheeks. And I was hearing that the color is coming back in your cheeks. So that could just be, of course, how they showed it to me. It doesn't have to be that that's what's happening to you, but it feels like this is a way of Spirit saying that whoever's going to resonate with this message here, you have been feeling a surge within you that maybe feels like something feels right, like the energy feels right, the timing feels right. And they kept using the word conditions several times as I was going through this reading. And these conditions could be several different things for everyone, depending on your circumstances. But there's a definite feeling of the unseen forces. We have this trust in higher forces. We also have the ether. And something about like cosmically or astrologically, the right vibration. They were showing me something about your frequency, whoever's watching this. You have aligned to a higher frequency. And it almost feels like I kept getting the sense of moving into a kind of reality where everything feels very different and peaceful. And we do have also the Temperance card here, which is definitely what I was feeling. So if you have been feeling this alignment, for some, this is going to come a bit later since we also have this card a year from now. So I don't normally get timing, but there was something about that I felt like this could be a future message, or this is where you're heading towards. So with the reference of the mountain, there's some kind of block that has been removed. And they were showing me a river that was supposed to be flowing like effortlessly, or that's what's happening now. But there was maybe before, there was like this rock or this boulder in the middle of the river, and the water could not flow through this rock. So there's something here about getting into an optimal position, or like a primed position within self. But this also feels collectively, because I was getting a lot, again, about like cosmically, astrologically, something about also the earth. I was hearing the Schumann's resonance as well. So that could be another aspect of this message, that it feels like this is for a group in the collective who you are moving through, and you're stepping through to a time period of your life that's going to be optimal, is what they kept saying, optimal, and almost like you're able to achieve much more than your previous limitation. So you may definitely be feeling this, especially because it seems a lot of you could be highly sensitive. So you may be feeling, depending on how everyone feels it, it could be feeling like a little bit uncomfortable, or maybe you are releasing quite a bit. But for others of you, it feels more like it's a flow that you're starting to feel move through you, maybe also emotionally. And you could be very inspired to be like the best version of yourself right now, to do things that allow you to move into directions that feel really aligned for you. And maybe this has been like a long time coming. Some of you may have just kind of had to reach this point of becoming the alchemist. I kept hearing also magic and alchemy. And it's like you're picking up this wand and you're becoming the alchemist. And I'm actually going to read a little bit from this card and this one after I go through the intro here, because it feels very fitting for what was coming through. But yeah, Spirit was saying that the universe can now give to you. Energy is not being taken, but it's being given. And there's something about that flow of the river, and how something about, like, again, the flow of not only your personal energy, but maybe the collective. It's just like stepping into receiving mode and being able to kind of reach this place within yourself, or within your own personal vibration and frequency, to where you can attract what it is that you're wanting to manifest or to attract in your life. But again, it feels larger than that. It feels like it's something about aligning to like the highest version of yourself, or a much higher version of yourself, which could kind of be a lot of different things that begin to change within your body, within your energy field, within what you're attracting, what you are attracted to. And so it feels like a really beautiful shift for somebody. And it feels like you've already come out of whatever this past energy was, but they were referencing something about something being, a lot of things being removed that you didn't even know were there. And I was hearing Black Widow. So take that where that applies. It could be something was kind of intrusive within your energy field, something a bit darker or sinister. But this feels like whatever that was, you've removed that, or Spirit has stepped in to remove whatever that was. So with the color coming back in your cheeks, I mean, some of you that could be literal. Maybe you feel like you're looking better. Maybe you feel like, because this feels very healing. It feels very soothing, very healing. And it feels very just wholesome and aligned. And so you may find yourself to be feeling better, feeling more inspired, feeling more creative. Maybe something about someone's health as well, like bringing back that optimal health, or being able to pull back kind of the positive energy that you may have not been like aligned to, or there was just kind of something about whatever that block was, it's not there anymore. And I was also hearing the resources are arriving, and I was seeing the Six of Pentacles, and we also have the Six of Wands. So yeah, there's just so much forward movement here. We'll get more into the reading now and see what else they want to say, but this just feels like you're going to feel a resonance with this if this is for you, because you can really feel yourself stepping into not just your own personal power, but it's beyond that. It feels like almost a new world or a new reality that maybe has been, like brewing for a while. This has been coming up for a while in the collective, but it's almost like you've broken through that now and you've already arrived there. And it feels like possibly from when you find this reading into the next year, there could be a lot of very significant changes in your life if you resonate with this. So where you may be in a year from now may be very different than where you are now, in a good way, and like in a very positive way. So you may be stepping through to like some sort of like, again, like higher purpose, but a life filled with more resonance of your soul. So you could be moving into a different direction. You could be changing directions. There's so many ways that this could resonate. But I think the one thing that they want to say, that if this will be for you, is that you know that it's time for this. There is no more kind of excuses. I think one card said that here, which I'll read. But there's almost a feeling of you can't make any more excuses for yourself, but it's in a good way. It's in an empowering way. So yes, it can be challenging to step out of your comfort zone. And with this Eight of Cups here, the Nine of Swords in reverse, that's kind of where, depending on how everyone feels it, I actually personally can resonate with this myself, where there's almost like an adjustment period that you have to go through, especially like in your body. There could be different sensations for everyone, but you can almost feel the fear or the blockages being pulled out. And even if it's something uncomfortable that you are still resisting, there's no more going backwards, or this is the time now to take action. This is the time right now to step into this magic or alchemy to really, like, it's almost, I'm hearing like in my mind, coffee that's brewing, like the coffee's ready to brew. Now we just have to, like, it's already brewing, so we can't stop the fact that it's already brewing, or it's already here. So it feels like this is definitely someone's message that you are ready for the next level. And there are a lot of unseen forces that have pushed this forward for you to be in the right cosmic alignment for this moment right now for you, especially now into the next year. So if you have been feeling drawn to different things that normally you wouldn't be drawn to, or if you have been really feeling a need to pull back, which is personally what I've kind of been feeling as well. Maybe you feel like you need some extra self-care. Maybe you feel like you need to balance yourself a bit more right now. It's not because of anything that is going wrong. It's actually just a frequency shift. And it's a alignment that it's almost like if we have to step into that alignment, but there's like a little adjustment needed. That's what's happening right now to you. And it also could feel too like it's almost like a current of energy has been unblocked. And so that could channel into areas that you didn't know were there, or could even be a bit of overload at times because that channel had been blocked. So maybe it's some specific like emotion even, or expression of yourself has been maybe a little blocked there for a while. And so once that channel opens, it can be almost like information overload or sensitivity overload. So take that where that applies to how you personally feel it, but it's definitely a message that this is your time, and there's a unseen support in all ways right now for you if you align with this. And this feels more like collectively. So there could be a lot of people that resonate with this, or this is not just limited to like the individual. This is the collective. So yeah, the word optimal kept coming through. Optimal, the conditions being right, and you found a way with that tunnel. And they showed me, I think I already mentioned, but something about these little antennas at the top of your head, and you're emitting a certain frequency or signal that is being responded to. But again, it's like it had been unblocked, like that signal has been unblocked somehow. So the universe can now provide, the universe can give you what you've been asking for. I'm not exactly sure what was blocked or why, but it could be timing. It could be something, again, like astrologically, various different factors. And of course, you yourself have been working on yourself and getting to this point, but it does feel there's a bigger message about like a shift that we're all being pushed to right now that is going to feel like you may not have fully done that yourself. It's the support in the background. So nothing's stopping you anymore. Or very soon, you're going to feel like the channels are, it's like more rocks are being taken out of that river every day. And it's going to feel like a flow that's a bit more unstoppable. That's going to really open you up very wide and beautifully. So I'm going to just read several sentences from these two cards. And then I didn't really get too many specifics for this message that I normally do, because again, it feels like it's a collective thing. But there was a few coming up, so I'll read that in a moment. But let me just read this card first. So it says, the time is now, no more excuses or tomorrows. Whatever you have been putting off, the universe is now pushing you to make it happen. You may feel a little outside of your comfort zone, but that is where the magic happens. Take a leap. Combine your intuition with a plan of action. Break it down and trust the puzzle will come together piece by piece through the courageous act of making a start. Follow your heart, dream big, stepping through something that has been holding you back. The threshold, starting new projects, it is all possible, the road less traveled, and trust. And then this card here, the ether, it says 0 point field, the void, blank canvas, threshold, anything is possible, the same thing here. Time to choose what you want to bring into your life, endless possibilities, limitlessness, and paradox. Too elusive and mysterious to define, unknowing without words, the spaces in between, and life force energy. And that could be how you feel this message. It's like it's a bit intangible and unexplainable, but you can feel the energy like that. I keep getting like electrical current. So that's how you would be feeling this, or how this message would be reaching you. If that makes sense, like it's reaching you in your subtle energy fields, like it's just resonating on a deep level that maybe you can't explain. So yeah, the color is coming back in your cheeks, as they said. And this card, I believe, does also talk about trusting in your own like uniqueness and innocence and not second guessing yourself. Also being very honest with yourself, I believe it also said. So some specifics, not a whole lot of them, but I kept hearing the name Tammy. So someone, if your name is Tammy, this could be, extra much for you or extra significant for you. Also the name, or starting with the name, or starting with the letter V, something about the eye of the storm, and that could be how this temperance feels. Like maybe you have been through quite stormy time, or even for some, it doesn't have to be, but there could be a lot of shifts that are going to start taking place a bit more, like up and down a bit. So there could be a little more storms to come, but this is what is essentially shifting your vibration. So it's helping to recalibrate and balance everything. So there could be a storm on the other side of this eye, but it's necessary, and it's not something that signifies that you're going backwards. But you could be feeling back and forth, up and down, or your life has felt very up and down or back and forth. Maybe it's been hard to find stability or balance, even just energetically. And yeah, so introspection, something about deciding to surrender and to flow, and the heart chakra as well. And that's pretty much it for the specifics. I am also seeing a ladybug, so they want me to include that in a sign for somebody, a ladybug. Or I think they call it a ladybird in other parts of the world. So let's go ahead and open up and see what else comes in here. So what else, Spirit, do you want to say? Yeah, they keep saying the time is right, and they're showing me an hourglass. And they're actually showing me that we're resetting that hourglass. Like it already has, the sand has already gone down, and now we are flipping it over to start it over again. So I'm not sure what that is. It could be a new cycle is starting, which would make sense here. But it's something also like the movement of the sand, like maybe something was stuck for a while, and this could be very literal for someone, like maybe you've been waiting for the right conditions, whatever that might be, to start something, to start a business, to pursue your passion. And you've been hoping that the timing would be right, or the feeling would be the right time, or something with the conditions of your life would be the right time. And it's either right now or very soon to be the optimal time. And it's almost like you're resetting the clock, you're resetting the system somehow. And it feels like you're getting the green light that it is time to start, or to restart this new chapter in a new way. The Page of Wands was also here too at the bottom. So it feels like this is that color coming back, that invigoration, a lot of creative ideas, lots of new passionate beginnings. And for someone specific, I am seeing like hammering into wood, making something like a craft of some kind, or a project. Could just be how they're showing it to me, like an 8 of Pentacles. So it's definitely like someone knows that it's time to get to work, or it's time to apply yourself more, not in a way of being forceful with it, but just being in a way of like, this is how you feel either very passionate about what you do, or you feel ready to start something that you feel passionate about. You may feel ready to apply yourself in a broader kind of way, even working on yourself, like working on things that maybe you have neglected, or just pouring more love into yourself, just things like that feel like you're moving, like the ball is rolling. You're not sitting still anymore, or you know it's not time to sit still anymore. I'm seeing dolphins hopping or jumping in my mind. So dolphins can be very ancient, soulful beings when I see dolphins. This could resonate with like very sensitive people or starseeds, but it's also about joy and happiness. And this feels like such a happy kind of message for someone, that you can really feel this arriving, or you're ready to go towards your happiness. Even if you don't feel that 100% right now, you are ready to maybe apply yourself to, how can I really create my happiness? How can I create a life that is really happy for myself? And you're like ready to remove the fear or to really start to do that so that you can find what makes you happy on a deep level. And for some, you may not, it depends for everyone how you feel this, because for some of you with the Temperance card, maybe you are not understanding the shifts that are taking place because it's your higher self, or it's your spirit team in the background that is kind of helping to catalyze these changes. And so you may not understand why you're feeling a little bit maybe extra sensitive or off, or maybe there's some chaos, depending for everyone how it manifests. But it is actually to, like, again, shift your, like, I'm seeing like a radio signal that we have to tune to the right frequency, but there's going to be static in the middle, or there's going to be moments that feel a little off, I guess is how they're saying it. But just know that we're trying to align to the clearest, most crystal clear signal so that the messages can come through clearly and that your energy can be sparked to the highest potential, but we have to adjust it a little bit. So some of you may find with that tunnel reference through the mountain, maybe you're at the beginning of this, maybe you're in the middle of the tunnel, or maybe you've just come out of the whole tunnel and you feel like really good, if that's the case. Like you feel really optimal, they keep saying. So you feel really grounded. Maybe you feel like something is just different. But you could still be in the middle of that tunnel. And so that could be where the adjustments are happening. Yeah, and really there's just that open flow. So whether this is you creating from a very authentic place now within yourself, to where you're not holding back on what you're expressing, you're not holding back on what you're creating, or you're not holding back on the dreams that you want for your life. It's like there's this endless possibility feeling, or this is what the advice is from Spirit, to really, with this, use your power. And this wand here, and here too, the alchemy, it's like there's a sense of having the courage to create the magic that you know you're capable of. And it's very open and endless, and that could feel a bit daunting or overwhelming, that you're now being invited to step into this whole new, like, outside of your comfort zone. I keep hearing names starting with V. Victoria, Vicky, Veronica. Let's see anything else with the cards here. Anything else that you want to say, Spirit, for this message? And I believe the card, I don't think it's here. Let me see, I had it here. Connect with your emotions was here. For some reason, I can't find it. Connect with your emotions. So yeah, you could be feeling that you need to connect more with your emotions. Again, it feels like some of you, this may be like uncomfortable emotions, where it just feels weird to sit with your emotions, or there's some kind of uneasy feeling. But it's like the key is in your inner knowing, Spirit saying. The key of this message is intuitively into your path. And it feels like you're honoring that on a much deeper level than maybe with this trust your innocence. It's almost like it's just such a powerful feeling, like you're coming into trust in yourself, to where you don't maybe need external validation, or there's just like a deep inner trust and an inner sovereignty here. And I'm hearing, we have your back, we are on your side. And it feels like and for someone, there's something of like you're pushing through. I'm seeing like a rhinoceros that's pushing through in a very like bold way, but it hasn't been easy. It's like this rhinoceros is exhausted or doesn't have much left to push through, but yet they're still going. And this feels like it could be more like energetically speaking, that you've had to really protect yourself. You've had to, this feels, yeah, it feels like vibrationally wise or energetically, there's been some like sharks in the water, you know, so to speak, that you've had to navigate. And so there could be this up and down feeling within your energy field that you've been navigating. And so wherever that may come from, Spirit's saying it's important to not let that affect you, not let the outside energies right now or chaos or negative influences that try to seep back in to affect you, because you've come too far in your own truth that you can see through it. But also, again, you've become like a powerhouse or like a solid within yourself to where you don't need to worry about what you once worried about. You know, it's like you may have let that affect you in the past, but yeah, it's your time to bask in joy and light. Yeah, something about this river. I don't know if that means something for someone, but I'm also hearing you're no longer up without a paddle. I think that's the phrase, up without a paddle. It's like you have support from the universe, but whatever this is that you've allowed to flow, not exactly sure where that came from, but there's like a flow again here in the gracefulness, the balance, the temperance card. There's something with this balance that you've achieved, and balance that's being supported by the universe right now for you. Yeah, and for some, it's almost like you're not going to feel as much of a mountain with things that you once felt were too much for you. So maybe like small things, even things to do with your self-care. Maybe you felt like it was too much of a hassle to do things for yourself, or maybe the idea of starting the business that you wanted to start was too much of a big dream and you couldn't really find the courage or the energy to start it. There's almost going to be more of an ease with that will allow the timing to be better and the conditions to be better, where it's not going to feel so much of an uphill battle anymore. It really feels like gliding more down that river, and as Spirit was saying too, the resources will be given to you, and this could be information that comes in. For everyone will be different. This feels so expansive that it's going to resonate very differently for everyone. I mean, it could be that you receive the money that you need to start something. It could be that you receive the promotion that you need. It could be a friend comes to your aid. It could be Spirit sends something your way that will give you clarity. There's just a lot of like help and support and resources, as they're saying. I'm hearing Cyan. For some reason, not sure if that's someone's name. Yes, divine help and freedom. Free yourself from what's holding you back. It's time to move forward. We have awaken your self-love journey. Awaken to your self-love, and the journey to love will become much brighter. And there's a softening effect with that. So some of you might be opening yourself up to more balance in your relationships as well, maybe being more open. A lot of this is having to do also with receiving, being open to receive. Yes, playfulness and direction. So we do have something about this compass and the map here. So whether that's an actual physical relocation or direction that you're moving into, here's that dolphin, or you could be moving into just a more of a energetic, different direction. And again, Spirit showed me that the forest has been cleared, the grass has been mowed. It's like something is more, I don't know what this is about conditions, but the conditions are right. Like you may not have been able to make that trip before because there were trees in the way or it was not cleared, but something has been cleared. What is that that's been cleared? We have evil eye. You are safe and protected from negative energies and envious thoughts. I don't know. It'll be different, I think, for everyone. Here we have protection, actually. It just flew out of the deck. Protection and fortify. What else, Spirit, do you want to say here? Anything else that you want to say for this message? For some, they're saying that that's going to make sense to you personally. Like, again, they're showing me the color, again, coming back to someone's cheeks. And they're saying that something had like a hold on you, or even something like affected your health negatively for some time. I don't know if, because with this herb here, I forgot how to pronounce it, but it feels like there's a replenishing of your health, of your vitality, that maybe something was draining it. And that's what has been removed through the help of Spirit. Maybe you walked away from something. Maybe various things, you decided to make a shift in your life to cut out whatever that was harming your health somehow, or your immune system, literally, or just in a like spiritual immunity. Someone here could have Cancer in their chart. Is there anything else? I think I'll just leave it there after this, but let's just see if there's anything else that Spirit wants to say. Yes, the Five of Swords reversed. I'm hearing you deserve to have sweetness in your life. Ten of Swords reversed, yeah. So it's like you've removed a lot of those little needles or those daggers that wherever they came from, they were causing, the lemon was here, so causing bitterness, causing tension, things that kind of like almost bittered up your life in a way, or your actual health, your energy, your frequency. So maybe some of you have become a lot more responsible when it comes to like what you're consuming, what you're allowing in your energy field, or that's definitely advice coming in, or you're going to find over the next couple of months or so that you're going to be gravitating towards like a whole new lifestyle, or what feels really calming and soothing and healthy for you. And it's because you are ready to receive your happiness, and the universe is saying that you are doing a really good job at aligning to that frequency now, to where you can be, it's like it was clammed up, or you were kind of shut off, or you weren't in the right energy. Not that it was like you had to be there for that period of time. So there may have just been something that, again, like blocked the channel. It's like if there was something was not plugged in, so we couldn't give to you, or something was again blocking that channel from the universe trying to give you what you were asking for, because you were not seeing something, or you were contributing to whatever that was blocking that flow, or something was in your energy field that has now been removed that you didn't know about. But most of you probably know what that was, or you in some way just had to kind of shift your energy to remove yourself from that. Yeah, Two of Swords reversed, Queen of Wands. So for some of you, yeah, there could have been something that you didn't want to see, or that it took you a while to understand what was the cause of that block, or why have I been still in this situation or thinking about this thing. And you're realizing that you don't want to block what's better for you anymore, or you don't want to block what's higher for you now. And it just feels like it may have taken some time to understand that. And there's just such a beautiful, passionate, invigorating feeling with this Queen of Wands too. Like you are seeing who you really are, and you're seeing how worthy and valuable and how much you have to offer and how powerful you are. And so whatever that was creating like that block, you are ready to take control over that and not have that take control over you anymore, even if it's just a part of your own mind. And so really essentially Spirit saying that, yeah, as I wrote down, now we can begin. You're ready to go beyond your previous limits. Energy can now be given to you and not taken. The universe can now give to you. Yeah. The Hermit reverse. You could even be coming out of a long period of isolation that you had to be in, and it was necessary, but you're ready to come back out in the world, maybe to show yourself, to share yourself, to come back to life. So you may find that again in the next year, you may actually like achieve a lot of goals that you set for yourself and like really surpass them. And Spirit's saying like on a soul level with this card here, set your sights higher. You may even be really leveling up in what you came here to do, what you came to Earth to do in this lifetime. Like you're almost going to be adding new things on now, or just reaching a higher potential. And it's going to really open so many doors for you. So you're ready to receive. Yeah, and it could even be financial abundance, wishes that you wanted, dreams that you asked for. And if this is advice, for those of you who are still like in the middle of that tunnel, or if you just entered into that tunnel, they want you to be patient with yourself and to just go with the flow and understand that you are being kind of shifted and adjusted, and that you may know that you have to let go of certain things or just allow yourself to feel your emotions. So they want you to know that this is going to be a process maybe that will take a bit of time, maybe a couple of months or so. It feels like most that are going to align with this will be complete within a year at least. But it feels like this could be guidance then to, if you do feel blocked with your abundance, and if you do still feel like there's things you want that are not being given to you, or you can kind of feel like they're here but yet you're not receiving them, or you're experiencing financial blocks or whatever it is, try to think bigger and set your sights higher, because it's going to really open you up here again. So that could be some guidance as well, to open up to your self-love, to allow the universe to take you into a different direction. Try to be open and playful. Yeah. So let's just get a final message here and then we'll leave it here. Is there anything else? Any final message? And then I'll get some confirmations of how you would know that this is for you. I'm hearing aloe vera. Maybe someone's using that right now, or that means something to you. This deck actually has aloe vera on it. I wonder if... Any final message here, Spirit, for the viewers? I'm seeing a red cardinal in my mind. My soul's current destiny. Yeah, so that's kind of what this feels like here. We have guilt that I unconsciously feeling that I must let go of. And they want me to read this card now before we go, because it feels like this could be that some of you are returning to like an innocence within yourself, and maybe there has been some blocked emotions or guilt or shame that has been blocking your inner child even. A past life gift that I possess. something in my life that I need to heal, fix, or manage. And so sometimes the Temperance card can be about healing something, mending something. So again, take that where that applies. Maybe some of you are becoming aware that there's something that you can heal within yourself or adjust or fix. Maybe it's a relationship, maybe it's an aspect of yourself, maybe it's a couple of things. What action must I take right now in clearing this current shadow? So that's for, I think, for those of you who are in the beginning of this tunnel, there may be some things, or even wherever you are, it's all about the action of how you can adjust away from this now, or adjust yourself to, because Temperance is very angelic and very healing and very much about the light. It's like, how can you see what's necessary in the dark to now allow the light to come in to heal that? A new hobby or interest that I should explore. And will there be money coming in soon? So I think that's confirming that maybe for someone there is a hobby or a new project that will be something that will generate more money for you. And taking a look at any distractions from your goals. Okay, so I'm just going to read this and then I'll just channel some specifics. 54. Learn to trust your inner sense or intuition. You are encouraged to be absolutely honest with yourself. Cast aside any mind stories and shoulds that you tell yourself. In your heart of hearts, you know the answers. Dare to listen and to honor them. This card may also relate to being truthful with another person. Relationships can only deepen when we can be real with each other. Consider your timing and be considerate, but this is a time for truths. Truths, trusting yourself, being real with people, knowing the difference between intuition and paranoia, uncensored feelings, and returning to innocence. And one of the last sentences actually says, if we are to stay on our optimal path, trusting our original innocence or instincts is key. So is there any specifics here, Spirit, of confirmations for how the viewers would know that this reading is for them? You may have read something in a book, maybe today or most recently, that maybe stuck out to you, like I just did here with that sentence. Yeah, you may be healing. Definitely, it feels like for this group of collectives, you are healing from something. Depends for everyone. It could be an illness. It could be just something within your emotions. It could be something mentally. It could be something physically that you have either become aware that you need to heal or you've been actively healing it. Yeah, and again, you could be feeling a little bit, I can't think of the right word for it, maybe just a little bit different or off somehow within yourself. Yeah, and you may feel a need for extra self-care. So maybe you've been needing to kind of isolate yourself a little bit more, or maybe not isolate, but just take more time for self-care. I'm hearing the name Jackie. Someone may have a black cat. You may have done some kind of healing around your sacral chakra, or for someone, I'm getting the womb space. Maybe you did some sort of womb healing meditation, I'm getting, or just something involving your womb space. Or that could be maybe something of a hint for someone. I'm also getting names starting with BR, Brand, could be Brandy, similar name like that. How would they know this is for them? Any confirmation? Again, this feels kind of collective. So a lot of people may find bits and pieces of this that connect. Yeah, I'm hearing physical therapy or just tending to your physical body in a way that is healing your nervous system and healing anything that maybe you can rebalance within your body. Definitely someone has Cancer in their chart, sun, moon, rising, or somewhere significant in your chart. I'm hearing the name Rory. Also, you may have Scorpio in your chart. But yeah, I think that's it. So I will leave it here. I hope that this could resonate with whoever it was meant for. If you did enjoy it, please give it a thumbs up, comment down below, and I will talk to you all in the next reading. Take care and lots of love.